All right, in this video I want to talk about AI and how it's being used, and yeah, some things where I want to say how you shouldn't worry about it, and on other places you should worry about it. But in one instance, there's people who are coming to me telling me about how there's some Christians or people claiming to be Christian who are making videos, but it's not really them. It's an AI version of themselves, right? And I don't know. I haven't, like, the people they brought up, I don't know who they are. I never actually heard of them before. I never checked out their videos. But the first thing I would say is I don't care, right? If you can't show me where they're bringing up false doctrines and teaching lies and errors, I don't really care, right? If they're tech savvy and they don't want to go out there, they don't feel comfortable talking for whatever reason, they make an AI version of themselves and they put in the words themselves, but they have the AI go do it. I don't really care, right? As long as they're not preaching false doctrine and encouraging sin and whatever. I see it no different than a user that I would recommend. Pharisee Faradu. He makes videos and he would do a lot of editing in his videos. He put a lot more effort than I do into my videos. I just draw you a quick little thing like this and talk to you for a little bit. And he would make them a little more entertaining and engaging that really draws your attention to him. And now I've noticed that he uses what appears to be AI to generate the videos for him. I don't know how he does it. I don't get into that stuff because I see AI probably differently than how other people see him. I'll explain that at the end of the video. But I don't see anything wrong or evil about that. Now, the other thing I would like to say that's more of a warning is I've heard of people who are popular on YouTube, and YouTube has been using AI to go over their videos to for the most part, from what I understand, all they're doing is like polishing things up, right? They're kind of like putting makeup on the people in the sense that they're trying to get rid of wrinkles and blemishes and prettying them up, I guess, to make them look more appealing, to draw more attention so they can get more ad revenue. And they're doing this without their permission or even asking these YouTube users to do it. So now people think that they're making fake videos and it's hurting their credibility. And that's a real shame. And I've heard that they're using AI to even go in and edit the audio, where at times where you're talking about something they don't want you to talk about, they will either go in and cut it out or replace it with an AI doing your voice but saying something else, like maybe even the exact opposite. I haven't seen that, but I wouldn't put it past YouTube to do such a thing. So I just wanted to put those kind of warnings out there. It's getting worse and worse, where we are potentially getting to the point where we can't use the internet because it's going to be tainted, right? And that's a real shame. We might have to escape to places like Bitchute and maybe Rumble, but I think Bitchute's a little bit safer right now, where it supports the free speech and it doesn't get really into all this nonsense. I don't know how long that will last, but it might be the last little foothold we would have on the internet to really get the truth out without being censored and edited and basically usurped, I guess would be the word, right? They'll just take your place, pretend to be you, but it's really an AI. And it's probably part of the user agreement that you didn't even realize, right? You didn't read the fine print, some update, and you just said, yeah, whatever. And now they can make an AI version of you. And that is horrible. Because that might be something they do, and they might have the legal right to do it. Which sucks, because who knows, they could take any one of us and start doing who knows what. Lying to people, manipulating them, completely flipping everything on its head. So that's something I wanted to warn you about. Now, I don't get into that AI stuff. I don't get into, what do they call it, like ChatGPT and these different AIs where you can actually talk to them and engage with them. There's some like worlds where you can go in with you have like a character, and you can walk in this world and talk to AI characters in that world. And there's like programs where you can use the AI to generate pictures and videos and voices, and you can use it to make your own videos and content. I don't get into all that because I see AI as, how I would put it, is something like a Ouija board. I see it as you creating something to actually connect to the spiritual world, and you're actually giving kind of like a bridge, opening a door to let these things come through. And I see it as where there's traditions of Solomon having some ring to be able to control demons or devils, spiritual beings, in which he enslaved and is claimed to have used them to build the first temple. Now, I'm not saying that is true, but what I'm saying is that's how I see AI, is kind of like a genie in the bottle, right? They create some kind of physical bottle, vessel, housing for some spiritual being to bring it into the world, and then trap it and enslave it and make it do what they want it to do. And I think eventually, when they do end up building the third temple, they're going to use AI to do it. Because it's going to be just like Solomon supposedly using these spiritual beings to build the first temple. I think we're going to see that same thing happen. And I got a video I want to do, but I'm waiting to 9:23 to do it, where I'm going to talk about the temple. But I'm waiting, so stay tuned for that. It might not be super interesting what I have to say, but I know your curiosity will get the best of you, and you're going to want to see it just because of that. All right? But don't expect anything big and profound. It's just something I want to say, but I want to say it at that time. And there's reasons. But yeah, you'll figure that out when that time comes. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, get my 2 cents out on that, because I think some of these things we're taking kind of lightly, and some of these things we are making a bigger deal out of it than it really is, right? Such as I understand that people don't see AI the same way I do, so they don't mind interacting with it and using it, and I don't think it's evil to do so, right? I just would rather not. It's just my personal choice, right? I don't want to, kind of like with a dog or maybe a cat. It's a stray, and you don't want it to suffer, but at the same time you're like, I don't want to come in and take care of this dog, because then I know I'm going to get attached to it, and I'm going to want to keep it and take care of it. So you're kind of like, let's just try to get somebody else to help this dog, right? Like, I don't want to have that responsibility, or this cat or whatever, right? And I see that the same way with AI, but a little bit differently, where I see AI is something where you engage with it, you might just start to think that it's real and sentient and that it cares. And you open the door to that, right? Where right now I know it's just mimicking. It's not real. And if any part of it that is real, I think there's something spiritual to it. And I don't want to open the door to letting something in that I know is just basically a tool, but then get attached to it, because that can happen, right? Kind of like if there's some gal that you're not interested in, but if you start hanging around and stuff where, you're just friends, you might start to like them, but you don't want to get attached to that person because there's a lot of red flags. Or vice versa, there's some guy you like, or let's just say you find him attractive, but there's red flags. You don't want to get close to him, so you don't want to. No, I don't want to even be friends, because then I might start getting attached to you, and you're a big red flag. You're a problem, and I'm just going to avoid that completely. I'm not going to even let you get the foot in the door on this, right? So that's how I see it. But at the same time, I don't see it as something evil. I'm not going to condemn people for doing it. I just hope you understand my point of view and why I just stay away from it. Another reason why I stay away from it is because I think with everybody using it, you're training it and teaching it and helping it basically grow and learn to become what it is and what it will become. And you're just helping that along. And I would rather not do that. I mean, I imagine they're already listening and watching to everything anyway, but I would rather not have like a personal conversation with these things and help it along in that way, right? It's kind of like talking to a narcissist. You may know it's a narcissist, or you're talking to a demonic spirit. You know what it is. Your best bet is to stay away from these things and ignore them, because when you engage with a narcissist, you engage with something on the spiritual realm. You do so, you're opening the door and giving there a chance for it to be able to manipulate you. And you may think that it's not going to be able to, but that's your naivety right there, right? You don't want to be too prideful in that and think too highly of yourself, because it can happen, right? I mean, it happens to us all the time where you think some gal really likes you or some guy really likes you, but they just using you, right? It can be done, right? We've all been manipulated and fooled, and a lot of times it's because we want to believe it to be true, right? And sometimes that's how it's going to be. You're going to be fooled because you want whatever is going on to be true. So, yeah. That's that. Thank you for hearing me out. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a doctrinal video, so I'm not going to do my normal thing at the end. Just thank you for watching, giving me your time and attention. And sometimes I don't feel like doing the end spiel thing. I do it all the time, and it's kind of repetitive. And you probably got it memorized anyway, hearing it so much, if you watch the videos all the way through anyway. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. May God bless you and yours.